for a Binge, we spent a lot of time talking about other TV shows where I'm a little television obsessed. And I love going, sitting in the audience and kind of seeing how the sausage is made. So yesterday I went to a taping of the Conan O'Brien show. I saw Conan in New York when he did the late night show. I saw him even when he did the Tonight Show in Burbank briefly. But I never really watched the TBS show, and I never just liked Conan, but I wanted to see what he was up to. So I went and got in line, and it's over at the WB Studios, so you kind of feel like an animaniac when you're there. But I went and it was great. The band comes out and they got horn players. Horns are a great time. They come into the audience. Forget about trying to warm people up for a talk show or get people excited. How often do you see horn players coming up into the crowd? They're on the stage, they're doing tricks. The trumpet player, he's found Conan for since the beginning. The bald trumpet player came up into the stands. He's doing the trumpet solos and stuff, and I was seated up at the very top, so he stopped there and he did the solo, and then it was over and everybody was clapping, and he looked at me, and I've never heard this guy talk. I've seen him on TV for literally decades, but he's the bald guy. You know who I'm talking about. He has glasses. He looks like he could be a hipster, but he's just bald, no hair on his face. But he's from New York, obviously, because he's down with Bruce Springsteen. He's a Jersey guy. So he's done playing the horn, and he looks at me, he's like, "Hey, all right, pal." And he comes down the stand, and he gave me a high five. That was weird. And then Conan came out. He was really funny. He was enjoyable to watch. I've sat in the audience of TV shows professionally. I think I talked about this a few weeks ago, but I got the minimum wage to go watch professional mainstream television shows being taped because they need a live audience. And on those shows, they always fake it with the laughs. They make you sit there and pretend to laugh, pretend to clap and stuff. But Conan, when it was over, it was over. Everybody had a great time. They just let you walk off. They didn't keep you in the crowd. They didn't take your cell phone. It was just really chilled out, and it was a great show to see. And the lesson of Conan is that when he started out, people thought he was no good, and then he got the Tonight Show and he got taken away from him. People thought he was not good. But he stuck around for all these years, and he's been around the longest, and now he's the king of late night. And the lesson is, if you're trying to do something, just do it, stick with it, because you can achieve your dreams, what you're trying to accomplish. On the subject of talk shows and innovation, there's a place, is the ASMR talk show. ASMR are sounds that feel good to hear. They cause little tingles in the brain. I'm really not even totally familiar with it, but it's just one of the kind of things that we explore here every week, and I'm very excited that we have a real-life celebrity from the ASMR community, someone who knows as much about this weird thing as anybody. Please welcome Sasha Murmurs.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Sasha.
Thanks so much for having me.
Wow, your whisper is so good.
Thank you. That's so nice of you to say.
So you really kind of, we do the ASMR, the main trigger for it is voice.
There are a lot of different triggers. It's part of what makes it such an exciting field to be a part of.
But I think it's got to be the voice, because that's on a primal level. That's something you're trying to identify with.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting and wonderful about ASMR is, as you mentioned, it's there's a neurological component to it. The brain tingles. Unfortunately, not everybody experiences that at a very high level. I'm not fortunate enough to experience that. The wonderful thing, though, is that I think these sounds can still provide a really nice source of comfort and pleasure to people. And the voice, I think, is definitely the main inroad for that sector. But really, amongst ASMR artists and the ASMR community, the same level of pleasure and response can often be derived from, soft touching, soft
yeah.
sounds, hair brushing, fabrics. I have a few fabrics in my bag if you want to.
Yeah, we'll
see at
get to
any
that
point.
stuff.
Yeah.
But you mentioned that some people, you for example, don't experience the tickling.
Unfortunately.
I didn't at first,
Mhm.
or at least I didn't think I did. But once I researched ASMR and found out more about it and what it was all about and how it worked, I found myself being able to tap in.
That's amazing. That's really amazing.
So I think we really need to try to get, maybe I could help you just get into the headspace.
Yeah. I would be so grateful. I would be so grateful if you could help me do that.
Imagine, when you get a stereo and you turn the bass way up, like that scene in Private Parts. The Howard Stern movie. Yeah, it's like that. It's being able to imagine the force that the noises are making.
Yeah.
It's
Sound is so
bizarre.
powerful. Sound is so powerful in ways that I think none of us can really comprehend quite yet.
How did you first become aware of ASMR?
I've heard through YouTube primarily. I became aware. I've always been sort of interested in different genres of videos that people create for themselves. I think that the internet is a really powerful tool for that, and there are a lot of different. Once you sort of fall down that hole, it can lead you to a lot of different places. And then I think relaxing videos, starting there, and then that's a pretty straight segue into ASMR.
What was the first ASMR you experienced? Intentional ASMR or unintentional?
I think the first time I was aware of it was in the format of an intentional ASMR video, so the more traditional spoken format. But over the years, as I've been practicing myself and working with other people, I've become especially interested in the unintentional ASMR videos and sounds of the world.
That's how everything is.
Yeah.
It's all about the spontaneous thing that you can't see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Recreating that.
Absolutely.
What do you think of that chair creaking?
The chair creaking, that doesn't quite do it for me. It's funny, and once you get into the videos and get into the different types of sounds, it's interesting to see what people respond to. So even within the umbrella of ASMR and people who experience that phenomenon, there are some people who gravitate towards certain sounds and qualities, and some people who are really repulsed by certain sounds and qualities. So it's funny to see where people fall along the spectrum.
That is interesting. Also, the repulsing sound. I think we've all heard a sound that's repulsing.
Yeah.
Anybody can relate to that.
Right.
Nails on a chalkboard is the classic
Right.
one. A balloon with helium, just the air coming out.
Yeah.
People hate that.
I hate the sound of acrylic paint.
The artificial things
Yeah.
create this awful sound,
Yeah.
this negative sound. Are there any ASMR videos like that?
With
Leaf
artificial
blower?
sounds? Not so much a leaf blower. One thing I've been particularly interested in, and CST, who's another ASMR artist I work with a lot, is looking also within YouTube for different genres of videos that, while not categorized as ASMR, could potentially be used as such. And a lot of those, I think some of the more successful ones that we found, use artificial materials. My personal favorite is the ceiling fan genre of video. I don't know if you're familiar with that one. So the ceiling fan genre of video, similar to ASMR, is also quite broad. But primarily it kind of covers people turning on, or in some cases the ceiling fans are already turned on, and just filming the ceiling fans, sometimes talking about them, sometimes just filming them and describing them in their house. And then, similar to ASMR videos, there are subcategories and subgenres. My personal favorite of those is the first ceiling fan of the spring. So where people, it's a wonderful celebration of the new season, where people will go around their house and turn on their ceiling fans for the first time that year. And those, and film the ceiling fans whirring and spinning.
For about how long?
It depends. It depends. Some are fairly short, a few minutes long. Some are longer. Another genre of that video is for people to turn on every ceiling fan in their house, somewhat methodically. So they'll start in one room, turn on one ceiling fan, film it for a while, go to the next room, turn on the next one. It's very methodical and soothing, and there's a certain nice rhythm to it. And from an auditory standpoint too, you get that kind of low, constant hum that a lot of people find reassuring, myself included.
Are you into this for the academic aspect of it, or?
I would say for me primarily, it's once I realized that it was something I could create and do for people that gave them such a wonderful, pleasurable, relaxed feeling. That's really what I'm interested in, is that kind of response and that ability to engage with people, that sense that they can hear me.
But there are people who are into the sound of ceiling fans.
Yeah, probably. I don't. The ceiling fan videos are not categorized as ASMR. That's
another. But I'm just talking about just being into weird things.
Oh yeah.
Because this is weird to me. that somebody would be into this.
Yeah.
That you even found out about it is a little strange.
Maybe, yeah. I'm sure there are
But
things that you're
because it's
into.
kind of okay. But this has. Do you agree that there's kind of a creepy? Is there anything? Is that just me?
I mean, the wonderful thing about ASMR is a genre and a practice, and I think one of the things that I can take away from the various communities that are formed on YouTube in particular is that, we're never alone. What you might find creepy or weird, somebody else might find perfectly natural and reassuring.
Okay. Tell me about some of these other ASMR artists or
Sure.
activists that are around.
I like the idea of an ASMR activist. I think I might start using that. Thank you. I mean, there are really nowadays so many different categories and genres in the field. I'd say there's sort of the more mainstream aspect of ASMR, which tends to be, as you were saying, the verbal, the ones featuring dialogue. Those tend to feature a lot of role play. So, there's the aspect of interaction with the audience.
I saw
Have you seen those?
Yeah, someone who was clipping their fingernails.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's
But she was, while I was doing this, it was really busty.
Yeah.
And she was wearing a tight dress.
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of this sexual aspect of some of them too.
Sure, yeah. No, there are some that are specifically sexual and some that, suggest people might derive some sort of sexual enjoyment. Are you familiar with the origin of the term ASMR?
No. I don't even know what it stands for, to be honest with you.
Oh, what a wonderful opportunity to discuss this. This is very exciting. So,
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm being a little bit of a control freak. I'm going to frame up your face just because I noticed that was a big, effective thing.
Sure.
I've always wanted to do this on the show.
Okay.
Make it interactive, where I get up
Yeah, that sounds great.
and, oh gosh, where's the Zoom? Here we go. There we go. That is interactive.
Okay.
I'm going to switch back to it. Yeah, I've always wanted to
Is it
control
okay
that
if
at
I
the
sit like
tactile
this?
thing. Oh yeah, that's great. A lot of people sit like that.
Perfect. Yeah, this is really comfortable.
The term ASMR.
ASMR, it stands for Autonomous
Sensory Meridian.
Response.
Autonomous sensory
Right.
meridian response.
Can you guess what meridian response means?
Meridian. So there's the prime meridian, which is the vertical line. In your brain, is it some kind of line in your brain?
Close.
A line on your body? Is it a physical thing that's referring
It's a
to?
physical thing. It's a sort of euphemism is maybe the wrong word because that would suggest that there's something wrong with it. But it's a more scientific term for a particular response and the pleasurable response in the body.
So there is a physical.
Yes.
Is this kind of like one of those like placebo kind of things?
That's, I mean, I don't know.
You can will yourself to feel it.
Yeah, so basically, meridian response is a more, I guess, scientific in some ways, or more polite in some ways, term for an orgasm. And autonomous sensory implies that it's that type of response derived from.
Write it down. Like I did it, yeah. It was interactive how we were doing it. It's all right. See, and then that takes you out of it. That's like somebody, that's like getting walked in on talking softly.
Yeah, yeah.
You're in the bathroom, you're like, what are you talking softly in there?
Yeah, what are you doing talking softly?
Are you filing your fingernails? Are you touching
talking to your head?
a wool sweater? Talking to your head. Okay, that's a great opportunity.
Yeah. You want to hold?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I think of, this is great, a scientific model. When I think of ASMR, like try to manifest it physically, I think in this area, right in the cranium,
Interesting.
in the temple, kind of starts from here, it goes out, and then it radiates through the whole body.
Yeah.
But why do you have the head? Is that kind of a
The head is
theme or a?
No, so the head, this is a very common and popular tool for people who make ASMR recordings or videos. It's, again, technically referred to as a Kunstkopf, which is a German phrase meaning art head.
Art.
Yeah.
The Germans have a phrase for an art head. Okay,
Yeah.
well that's a subject for another show.
Yeah, I'd be happy to talk about that another time. But so the technique is, are you familiar, I guess, to back up with binaural recordings and binaural sounds? So that's another term that comes up pretty frequently in the ASMR community and the ASMR videos. You'll see a lot of things listed or tagged as binaural. And that
Binaural?
Binaural, B-I-N-A-U-R.
So two.
Exactly.
The
So as opposed
the
to
sound and the.
well, this from both ears. So binaural sounds and binaural recordings replicate the most closely sound the way that your ears would perceive it. So, I record with binaural microphones, and the way that I create the sound for my videos is I place the microphones in each ear.
That's why it's got that grate on the bottom of it.
No, this is just to stabilize.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So right microphone goes in the right ear, and then the left microphone goes. Oh, I got the sides wrong. But the left in the left ear and the right in the right ear.
And
so then when I record, I talk to the head. So then when the person listening to the video hears me, they hear what the head is hearing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What other things are these microphones being used for? These binaural microphones.
You can use them really for any type of high quality sound recording. So like a lot of field recordings use binaural sound if you want to experience the full environment, because that's really the best way of recreating any sense of distance or depth. So you can hear the difference, like the way that I'll use to test out a pair of microphones is to like snap my fingers around my head. And you can do that and play back the recording. And with a binaural recording, you can hear much more accurately when your fingers would be on one side of your head versus the other, when they would be far versus close.
Is there a special kind of headphone? they can do
actually, that's a
that?
really great point. So that the only way to really experience the binaural recording and sound as a listener is to listen through headphones. So I try to encourage people when watching my videos to listen on headphones and not through their speakers, because the speakers will distort that.
Interesting. I'm very into virtual reality,
Yeah, great.
but which I think is kind of similar to this.
Yeah.
At least how I'm interested in it. The thing that I'm all about with virtual reality is that people think that it's just a screen you look at. Like reality is just what you see, but it's not. It's what you feel.
Right.
Like if it's hot or cold, like that affects your mood and stuff.
It's what you smell.
Yeah. They've always tried to do smell-o-vision through the years, and it never works.
That's smell-o-vision.
Never works.
Yeah, I know. That's the holy grail. That could be the next step.
It's so subtle.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you scratch it off on a card, it's too strong.
Mm-hmm.
And if you pump the smell into the room, it doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're in a new car.
Right. I once attended a performance of a play of a Greek tragedy where they used smell very effectively. It was very disturbing.
How? What?
The play was it was the Oresteia. Are you familiar with that? So it's a tragedy, and not to spoil it for anybody who's planning on reading it or seeing it in the future. So maybe I would suggest that those people stop listening right now.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
But the tragedy culminates in the children of the enemy of the protagonist being cooked and served at dinner, which is so very disturbing. And as part of this performance in this theater, they had the very effective idea of they started pumping out smells through the vents, like these very fragrant cooking smells. And when they initially started in the theater, you start to pick up on them. You start to realize, oh, something smells good. Oh, it's a dinner scene. Something smells great. And then the smells get stronger and stronger as the action builds, and as you start to realize what's happening in the story, in the action of the play. That combination with the smell, it really built up a sense of dread and horror that was incredibly chilling and effective.
Wow.
So I can only imagine, the positive effects that could have if we were able to use that, through YouTube, through the internet,
Exactly.
through a television show such as this, and to build up pleasant smells. I would love to be able to share the things that I'm smelling as I'm making these recordings. I think that would be so nice.
Or you see a video of a ceiling fan and the air blows on you.
The fresh spring air. Absolutely.
I bet people turn fans on when they watch those videos.
I hope so. I'm not fortunate enough to have a ceiling fan, but if I did, I would do that.
I had one when I was a very young child.
Yeah.
And it was mesmerizing.
It is, yeah.
The way it spins around and around and around.
Yeah.
It has 5 points.
Yeah.
I know that's significant somehow.
I'm sure there's some kind of sacred geometry.
Pentagram. It's evil.
No, it's not evil. It's just it's a pleasant, consistent presence in our lives.
It's always 5.
Do you have any government or police helicopters in your neighborhood?
All the time.
How do you find those? How do you find that noise?
The sound of them or the idea of them?
Both.
Well, I guess it's the same issue. There's no proof that they prevent any crime, and but they're definitely loud. You can't argue about that.
Yeah.
So since they're loud, they're bothering everyone. They shouldn't have them.
Yeah. It's funny, since I started making ASMR videos, I had sort of become accustomed to them. And especially once I started recording with CST, this other ASM artist in Berlin, I noticed that in a lot of my recordings, they were just kind of in the background, and they sound similar to a ceiling fan. It's like
Oh, you like it? I think that's an evil sound,
it's
like we were talking
the
about.
same consistent, that same consistent presence that, which in some ways could be comforting. I hadn't thought about it, but she mistook it for a ceiling fan. When we were recording and listening to ceiling fan videos, the sound, it all kind of got absorbed. So, it was just interesting to notice that these are both pieces of machinery that are present in our day-to-day lives that, it's very, very easy in some ways, if you'd like, to tune in and focus on it as a sort of object of concentration or comfort. And then when you like, you can tune out because you know that it's there. You can come back.
It's amazing what you can tune out.
It is amazing. It's really, the human mind has incredible potential to decide when and where it focuses its energies and attentions.
There's a smoke alarm. It's got that chirp.
Yeah.
One of my neighbors has it. I can't figure out where the chirp is coming from. So I've just had to live with it. I don't even notice that chirp.
Yeah.
I'm home all day. Don't even notice it anymore.
Right.
That's the auditory thing.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
visually, emotionally think about the things you could be blocking out.
Right. Absolutely. It's incredible. When you have guests over to your home, do they notice the sound?
They notice I live on the freeway.
Yeah.
There's in between the Diamond Lane and the it's our house. And people notice how loud the traffic is, but I don't notice it. I think some people like it. They think it sounds like the ocean.
Yeah. It's when you start to move very far away from or very close into sound, they can all blend in really interesting ways and kind of overlap with each other. It's pretty amazing. Have you ever lived by the ocean?
Westwood.
Okay.
SMC.
Okay.
No, I've never lived close enough to hear it. I went camping by the ocean once.
Oh,
Well, by the Salton Sea.
Oh, beautiful.
It was tight.
That sounds pretty tight.
Yeah, but the ocean. I sleep with a white noise machine
Do you?
all the time.
What kinds of noises are on the white noise machine?
Water. I always put water ones on.
Okay.
They do have ones that are air conditioner, ceiling fan, dishwasher,
There you go. Yeah.
laundry machine.
There is also a very strong genre of YouTube videos of laundry machines spinning. Those have I would say, this is just my personal opinion, but those to me register as having very strong sexual overtones, if you're interested in that sort of thing.
Laundry. Oh, well, because all the clothes are
Yeah,
the clothes you wear on the outside, clothes you wear underneath.
Just the energy of them. There's kind of a build and then a release.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you should watch them.
Well, I do every time I go to the laundromat.
Yeah.
Wow, I could just be recording that.
You could have a really strong following if that's the sort of
Go to all the
thing.
different laundromats.
All the different laundromats in Los Angeles. You could do that. That could be a whole series. I would watch that. You made those videos.
The same clothes.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, wow, this is great. You start down through the labyrinth, you never know
Yeah, exactly.
what room
Isn't
you'll
it
end up in.
amazing? So what are the other noises on your white noise machine?
Rainforest is one,
Rainforest?
which is rainforest is not a soothing place.
Mhm.
There's anacondas and stuff there.
Yeah.
Traffic is one,
Traffic, yeah.
which is, I think, is a stressful sound.
Is it traffic like cars or traffic like a traffic jam?
It's traffic like cars, but each sound has a picture,
Really?
which is interesting.
That is interesting.
But this is of trucks on the highway.
Oh, wow.
It looks like the level in Mario Kart with the traffic that you have to leave.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 64. It looks just like that.
Wow.
They also have settings that are, say, things such as pink noise.
What's pink noise?
It's
I'm not familiar with
it's like white noise, but a different frequency. blue noise.
Oh,
There's other colors of noise.
that's fascinating to me. The correspondence between colors and sounds is pretty incredible. That's another. I don't experience synesthesia in a particularly strong manner or traditional manner, but that's another phenomenon that's interesting, and that I imagine there must be various overlaps with, and that would be nice to explore further.
So you haven't experienced any of these things that you've been talking about?
No.
Mm.
You know, go ahead.
Do you do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Would you like to see a ghost?
Yes.
But you never have, right?
No.
You want to see one too much. That's your problem, Sasha.
I think that is my problem. Yeah, that's very astute. That's very astute.
You're wanting
I just want it too badly.
it's that you can't see it.
Yeah. It might be right in front of me and I just can't see it. It might be here all along like in the Wizard of Oz.
But you see all the other things about it. All the weird things.
All the interesting
All the
things.
interesting things.
Interesting things. Yeah, I like to think of it as, you know, like blood types, how there are different blood types. And there's like the universal receiver and the universal donor. So I see myself as being a universal donor. That I have the ability to provide this, but unfortunately I can't receive it myself.
The Millionaire Matchmaker says that a psychic can't read themselves.
Patty Stanger.
Yeah, isn't she? She knows everything, right?
She's her voice. How do you feel about her voice?
It's terrible. But I like the things that she says. The things that she says are so good. Because communication, it's all nonverbal or like tone.
Yeah.
And the content is only about 7% of it.
Mm-hmm.
But her content is so strong. The funny things that she says.
Yeah. She's very entertaining.
Her
What's your
voice is
favorite thing
terrible.
that she said?
Oh, that she's ever said? One time, she was getting her assistants, not the vampire ones, but the new ones, cupcakes, and she was like, what flavor do you want? Like chocolate, or strawberry. And then the gay guy was like, vanilla. And then Patty was like, me too. I'm like plain Jane. And she gave him a high five. She was so happy.
What a generous spirit.
Somebody else wanted vanilla, just like her.
She just wants to connect, and she wants other people to connect with each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I'm so happy that you enjoy her program. That's a really wonderful thing to hear.
Yeah. She's great.
Yeah.
She's hanging on Marina Del Rey.
Yeah. Where have you ever met her?
No, I'd love to.
Yeah, because she's based in Los Angeles, right? Wow. So she's here. She could be here right now.
Yeah. Oh wow, if she was on this show, that's.
Would you have her as a guest on the
I
show?
would love to.
Would you be a guest on her show? Would you let her set you up? How would you feel about that?
I would like to go to the panel where she tells you what's wrong.
Where she tells you what's wrong with
Yeah.
you? Would you apply? Actually, well, I don't know about your finances, or if you're a millionaire, if you qualify to be the person who gets set up. But you could.
I would want to
probably
be the
apply.
millionaire.
You could apply to be the date of a female millionaire.
Go to the mixer.
Yeah, go to the mixer. What kind of female millionaire would you want to date?
It's not really up to me because the female millionaires are usually always cougars or that lady that was really fat who liked Hello Kitty. Do you remember her? She was on like three episodes.
Do you like Hello Kitty? No. Why not?
You know what? Let's rewind a little bit. Yeah, Hello Kitty's tight.
Hello Kitty's very tight.
Yeah,
I
but
like Hello Kitty.
it's not anything. It was like on a bag. It was like a drawing on the kid's shoes or something.
You should. I don't think it's still up anymore. There was a Hello Kitty exhibit.
Yeah. That
Hello
costs
Kitty has a
money
great
to go.
history.
Yeah, I think I've been to the Hello Kitty exhibit. It's called the Sanrio store.
Very clever.
Yeah, you could just see Hello Kitty anywhere.
But don't you want to know more about who she is as a person? Do you know she has a sister named Mimi?
Another cat. The
Well,
frog's
she's not a cat.
the sister is not a cat.
No, Hello Kitty's not a cat.
What is she?
A girl.
That's cool, I guess.
She's a Scorpio.
But then if she's just a girl, that's not very gender positive.
That's an interesting point to consider. Yeah, the implications of that. I know she brings a lot of joy to people, so I appreciate that about her.
I like her other side characters.
Her other side characters.
The side characters are always better.
Yeah, I think that my guess would be that the Sanrio designers have a lot of fun with the side characters. It must be exciting to get to branch out a little bit and do something a little bit different.
If you could design a Sanrio character, so big kind of square head, overalls, cute little shoes, what kind of animal would it be?
Oh, what kind of animal? That's a great question. I'm trying to think of what animals they haven't covered yet. Do you have an answer to that?
Rhino.
Already?
Imagine a rhino. It's like a square, there's another square with like a horn on it.
Yeah, a little triangular.
Yeah.
That would be cute.
And it would have overalls. And its name would be Kiko or something like that.
I like Kiko. I have a friend named Kiko. What about an elephant? Do they have an elephant?
Oh, that'd be fun. The ears.
Big ears. Big ears. Elephants are very nice. I would like an elephant character. What do you think the name of that character would be?
Of the elephant?
Yeah.
Ryu.
Ryu?
Ryu.
Okay. Where is that?
Kenji. Ryu is from Street Fighter.
Okay. Alright.
Kenji. Takeshi.
Okay.
Those are Japanese names.
Okay. I like where that's going. I would be interested in spending more time with elephant and rhino-based Sanrio characters. I would buy those backpacks and pencils and bubble gum. I have a Hello Kitty wallet.
How long have you had a Hello Kitty item?
How long have I had that Hello Kitty item?
Any Hello Kitty item? And
a long time. My mother is very interested in Hello Kitty.
how was that growing up?
How does it grow up?
How was that growing up with a mother who was into Hello Kitty a lot?
I was more into Kuropi.
The frog.
Yeah. I preferred Kuropi to Hello Kitty growing up, and as I've gotten older, I appreciate her love of Hello Kitty very much. She really enjoys it. I don't know if you have any collectors in your life.
Myself.
Are you a collector? What do you collect?
I used to collect records, but it's not fun anymore because everything's out now. VHS tapes.
Oh, you collect VHS tapes?
Uh-huh.
I live with a number of VHS tapes. What's your favorite tape?
My favorite tape that I have?
Yeah.
It's called Cows in New York.
Okay.
And it's, when they got the statues of cows, they put them in Chicago, and they painted them.
I remember that.
So in a couple years after that, they did it in New York City. Also with cows. Cows have nothing, the Chicago fire.
Right.
Mr. O'Leary's cows kicked over, started the fire, kicked over the lantern. Cows have nothing to do with New York City at all.
Yeah.
So they put up all these cows. So this is a documentary made by the tourism board about this cow exhibit.
Wow.
But it goes around and they're at the Empire State Building, there's this stupid cow. Or at Ellis Island, there's this cow. They're in the financial district, there's a cow. It was made the summer of 2000, so just before 9/11. And they're going all over New York looking at these cows, and you see it, and you just think, no wonder 9/11 happened. You could just see the environment that led to the Middle East, the terrorists hating the U.S. so much. It's these stupid cows. It just all boils down to these dumb statues.
Cows aren't hurting anybody, though.
But they're not benefiting anything. It's so excessive.
To have cows.
Let's have statues of cows. There's a lot of traffic in New York. It's probably a pain in the butt to move them around.
To move the cows around? I've never tried moving the cows. I'm not sure.
You gotta put it on a truck, like a flatbed truck. You gotta drive it to all these boroughs.
Probably inconvenient for the workers.
Yeah.
The cows, I don't remember the cows in New York very well, but the cows in Chicago are quite fun. They're delightful in their little ways.
Because that was the first one.
Yeah.
So it was that fine. If it's the first, then
Yeah.
it's the best.
The first
Usually,
is the best.
if it's original and it's coming out.
Yeah.
They did Angels in L.A. I don't know where you're from. But-
I'm not from LA.
Yeah, okay, so
When did they do Angels?
99,
Okay.
long time ago.
Long before my time here.
But
Yeah.
they were like,
That
looked like
sounds
men
beautiful.
with
Yeah.
like wings.
How were they life size?
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe
that-
larger than life a little
Was
bit.
that scary at all?
No, because they're all decorated in bright colors,
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
and they auctioned them off,
Yeah.
and they're all gone. I don't know who has them. Eli Broad probably has them all.
Quite possibly. That would be interesting to track them down. They might be in a warehouse somewhere. So that's a little bit sad. I hope they're all keeping each other company. If they're in a warehouse
They're-
together.
They're in that pit with the terracotta soldiers, the Chinese.
Oh yeah, maybe
They have a bunch of angel
cemeteries,
statues.
too.
Yeah,
Maybe the cemeteries in Los Angeles are very interesting.
only because they have celebrities buried at them.
But even the aesthetics of them feel very different. They're much brighter. They're much more ornamental.
Forest lawn.
Yeah.
They invented that.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. It's there's something really positive about seeing death, celebrated in that way, and seeing a person's life celebrated in that way. It doesn't feel mournful. It feels really beautiful and celebratory to see, all that pink marble and everything so shiny and bright.
You like tombs? You like big ostentatious tombs?
I wouldn't say ostentatious. I would say celebratory. I like celebratory tombs and things of that nature.
I saw once Henry Clay's tomb in Kentucky somewhere,
Uh-huh.
and that was like the tallest building in town.
Really?
It's- yeah,
Big tomb.
I'm not even sure who Henry Clay is.
A historic figure.
He signed the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's important. That's an important part of our country's history for sure.
If nobody's gonna remember who I am, I want a tomb.
Have a tomb. What would you like to be in your tomb?
Would I like to be on it?
Yeah, or in it. If
Oh,
you could have
in
a tomb.
it.
Yeah.
Occult items to help me in the afterlife. I want Egyptian stuff.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't want personal items.
Okay.
I know that those are superficial,
That's very big of you.
but I would want some cats,
Okay.
my servants
Your servants.
entombed in there with me,
All right.
pottery. What else do they put in the tombs?
Oh, all kinds of things. Your organs.
Yeah.
You have to have your organs separated
Mhm.
out and put into separate jars.
Are you into the Egyptians at all?
Yes.
Good, yeah. We're here, look.
Oh, look where we are.
Good, I'm glad they put
Oh,
this up.
that's great.
Yeah, that's the thing we talk about a lot on this show is the Egyptians.
Oh, you do talk about the Egyptians.
What do they know? What do they not know?
Oh,
Why are people still so into them thousands of years later?
into the Egyptians because they were one of our first great civilizations.
This is just like the horse guy and the bird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Egyptians.
You're not so sure about them. You feel a little bit suspicious.
Yeah, I am suspicious of the Egyptians. All we know about them is the pyramids. We don't know much about daily life for everyone else. They would start the calendar over when they would get a new pharaoh. Imhotep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There's a decent amount that we know.
do you know about
Decent amount of recording. Yeah.
the Rosicrucians?
No, I don't.
Rosicrucians is a secret society similar to the Masons.
Mm-hmm.
And they have in San Jose this museum with recreations of a lot of Egyptian artifacts. They're super into the Egyptians.
Oh my goodness.
They have like the pillar, and they got the guys that are sitting down, and they got a bunch of stuff. And I asked the woman who worked there, "What's up with? Hey, what's up with this Egyptian stuff?" She's like, "Well, Rosicrucians were just, a lot of what the Egyptians believe, they believe too."
Okay.
And I was like, "What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
They
They're
believe
sort of
they
like
believe
the
in
ancient
mummies?"
Egypt fan club. Well, the Egyptian gods and the Egyptian gods are quite interesting.
Ra.
Osiris.
Oh yeah, he's a guy. There's a lot of them. Yeah,
There's a lot of gods.
they're still around.
Yeah.
The statues in psychic shops
Yeah.
of Isis.
I'm curious, if you're so skeptical about the Egyptians, why do you want to experience their afterlife?
Their afterlife? Only the pharaohs got to that afterlife, right? Wasn't it all pharaoh-centric?
Well, they probably had the best,
They were onto something with the afterlife, though.
yeah.
They were definitely onto
It's a
something.
little bit frightening, but also very promising if you start to think about it. I used to visit the ancient Egyptian wing at the museum when I was very young, and for a long time I was very frightened at the idea of having, you know, the body parts removed, and that was a little bit too intense for me at the time. But then as I got older, I started to think more about really, you know, the possibilities of that, and how great it is to see things be repurposed and not go to waste. I think that's a really nice thing.
The Indians.
A lot of
buffalo.
ancient cultures, yeah, the Egyptians, the Native Americans, yeah, the Inuits.
Sasha, we have talked about ASMR so much. There's only a few minutes left.
Yeah.
Do you want to just pull out one of those props? We should have just gone into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't have the props.
So
Whoa.
This is one of my favorites. This is some AstroTurf. Here, why don't you hold this and I'm going to put my gloves on.
Okay. Ooh, this has a fingernail broken off in it.
Oh, yes.
It's stuck in it. Yeah, you're right. ASMR isn't creepy at all.
No.
Your gloves?
It's all your mindset. Yeah, I really enjoy. I'll show you with my gloves and then you can put them on if you'd like. This is like an extra added. These are loofah gloves.
Okay. Wow.
Did you hear that sound?
Ugh.
Did that bother you?
Well, not bothering. You know, like
It gave you a little shiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, do you want to try?
putting on the gloves.
Yeah, put on the loofah gloves. I can show you too. I frequently use this hand. That's where the nail came from. I find this really useful. You know, nails are really nice because they can provide like this kind of sound, kind of like gentle tapping sound.
Oh yeah.
I myself, I can't wear very long fingernails, but this hand can wear them. So then it's nice. You can use this.
But just get the mic. Pick some of this up. Incredible. Sasha, if people want to see more of your ASMR work, where can they go?
They can, start by going on YouTube. My channel is just Sasha Murmurs, and that's SASCHA, and then Murmurs, MURMURZ.
Well, folks, check it out. This was very enlightening. These sounds felt very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Love to have you back. Everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of There's a Place. I hope you... this is nice. See, it's just... It even feels good a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned about ASMR. I hope you learned about the stuff that can make you feel good. That's maybe not even supposed to, but it does. Until next time, this is Adam Papagan reminding you that there's a place you can go, and it's your mind.